પીરો દાદા ભગવાનના અસીમ જય જયકાર હો. 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 દાદા ભગવાનના હરી શકો હૈ શીતરતા હો. ચારે ગતિઓના આત્માને ઠારી શકો હૈ શીતળતા હો. કૃપા વર્તમાન થાય મીટે આવાગમન શુદ્ધિક સ્વયં સુના અભિષેક હો. દેવી પ્રાર્થના હો. જાતિ વેશ અને વર્ણ દાદા માટે મોક્ષ જદ્યો. અમને માગતા આવડ્યું નહીં રે દાદા માટે મોક્ષ જદ્યો. અમને માંગતા આવડ્યું નહીં રે દાદા માટે મોક્ષ જદ્યો. અમને માંગતા આવડ્યું નહીં રે દાદા માટે મોક્ષ જદ્યો. દાદા 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 મોક્ષ જદ્યો.
સપના મિસ્ત્રીનો પ્રશ્ન છે, લઈશું. શાહ સાહેબ, 17મું વર્ષ ને 18મા વર્ષમાં ગયેલી સપના મિસ્ત્રી આપણા યુથ શિબિરમાં હતી ને, સપના એવી જ એનો પ્રશ્ન છે. વોટ ઇઝ ધ મિનિંગ ઓફ સમાધિ એન્ડ વોટ ઇઝ ધ ડિફરન્સ બિટવીન સમાધિ મરણ એન્ડ દાદા ભગવાન સમાધિ ઇન કિરણપુર? આવો પ્રશ્ન છે. તો આ તો જવાબ આપવો અઘરો થઈ પડશે. શું કરીશું? છતાં પ્રયત્ન કરીએ થોડું. હા, સમજવા તું કોશિશ કરજે. કઈ ગઈ છોકરી? સમજજે. અલી છોકરી અહીંયા આવતી દે. તમે આવશો નહીં, કોઈને હલવાની જરૂર નથી. કોઈ કશું હલવાની જરૂર નથી. બેસાડું છે, કોઈને હલાવ્યા વગર. જો, what is the meaning of samadhi? Meaning of samadhi, Gujarati or English? Sure?
नहीं समझन पड़े तो पूछिए सर.
नहीं समझन પડે તો પૂછ. સારું. મિનિંગ ઓફ સમાધિ છે એ કે મન, માઇન્ડ, બોડી અને સ્પીચ જે અસમ એટલે કે સમ મીન્સ બેલેન્સ્ડ, અસમ એટલે નોન બેલેન્સ્ડ છે. સબ્જેક્ટ ટુ અપ એન્ડ ડાઉન. શું કહ્યું?
Subject to up and down.
ઇન્ક્રીઝ એન્ડ ડિક્રીઝ.
Increase and decrease.
ખરું કે નહીં? એવું છે ને. એટલે સબ્જેક્ટ ટુ ચેન્જીસ જે છે માઇન્ડ, સ્પીચ, બોડી અને એના મૂડ્સ બધા જ અવસ્થા કહે છે ને, એ બધી જ એને આદિ કહે. શું કહે? હા. અને એના શરીરમાં રોગ થાય ત્યારે એનાથી આપણને ડિફિકલ્ટી, બધી સફરિંગ લાગે, because of રોગ, ડિસીઝ, સમથિંગ ઇન ધ બોડી. સમજાયું ને? એના વ્યાધિ કહે. વ્યાધિ, આધિ અને વ્યાધિ, વધારે વંટોળવાળી આધિ. કેવી? વંટોળ એટલે કા સ્ટોર્મવાળી આધિ. આધિ એટલે સાદું તોફાન, સ્ટોર્મ્સ, સિમ્પલ સ્ટોર્મ્સ. અને પેલું થોડું સિરિયસ સ્ટોર્મ બોડીનું. અને બહારથી કંઈ આવી પડે એટલે ઉપઆધિ, એટલે ફ્લડ આવી પડ્યું, કટરીના, ઉપઆધિ, પથ્થરો ના પડે. સમજણ પડી કે નહીં? એને ઉપઆધિ કહે. ઉપઆધિ એટલે નથી મનથી, નથી રોગથી, પણ બહારથી કંઈક બીજાથી આવી પડી, એના લીધે આપણે આખા ડિસ્ટર્બ થઈ ગયા, આખા થઈ ગયું. મકાન પાણી ચડી ગયું, ભાગવું પડ્યું, આટલા પાણી જવું પડ્યું. આ બધી એ મન, બોડી અને કાયા બધા સફરિંગમાંથી જવું પડે. અને બધું જતાં જતાં પણ આપણે ઇનસાઇડમાં એઝ આઈ એમ નોટ સબ્જેક્ટ ટુ ઓલ ધીસ થ્રી મોડ્સ, એવા અને સબ્જેક્ટ ટુ અવર અનચેન્જિંગ, સ્ટેબલ, સ્ટેડી, our own mode of knowing and seeing power, એ મૂળથી આપણે હઈએ એને સમ આદિ કહે. સ્ટેટને નહીં સમજી? સ્ટેટ કહેવાય છે. એટલે હું સપના છું એ સ્ટેટ પેલું ચેન્જિંગ મોડવાળું થઈ ગયું, સબ્જેક્ટ આદિ ઉપાધિ ઉપર. અને હું શુદ્ધ આત્મા છું એ સ્ટેજ, આખું કોન્શિયસ સ્ટેટ, બિલીફ બદલાવાથી અને જે છીએ તે રાઈટ પરપેચ્યુઅલ બિલીફ સેટ થઈ જવાથી એની કોન્શિયસનેસ આખી આપણામાં આવી ગઈ. એટલે આપણી એવરલાસ્ટિંગ ક્વોલિટી, નેચરની કોન્શિયસનેસ આપણે આવી ગઈ. એટલે કોન્શિયસનેસ જાય એવી નહીં, કોન્સ્ટન્ટ પરપેચ્યુઅલ છે, ખરું? એટલે એ કોન્શિયસનેસથી આપણે અંદર રહીએ. આવા ચેન્જિંગ મોડવાળી સપના જોડે રહી શકાય ના રહેવાય? હવે ઘણી વખતે આ સપનાના મૂળ જેવા હોય તે આપણું કોન્શિયસનેસ સ્ટેટ છે તે એફ્લેમ છે આપણું એકદમ સ્ટેબલ, જે એનલાઇટન કરે છે આખું સપનાને, અને સપનાને બધી રીતે બતાડી દે છે, દેખાડી દે છે અને જણાવી દે છે. દેખાડી દે છે બાય સીઈંગ પાવરથી, જણાવી દે છે બાય નોઈંગ પાવરથી. તો સપના ઓળખાય આપણને. નહીં તો કેવી રીતે ઓળખાય? ઓળખાય એટલે સમજ પડે છે, નોંધ થાય. શું થાય? સપના નોંધ ના થાય તો મજા આવે. સૂરજ નોંધ થાય તો જ મજા આવે, મમ્મી પપ્પા નોંધ થાય તો મજા આવે, કે સપના નોંધ થાય તો મજા આવે? તો પછી મમ્મી કહે છે આવી તું થઈ ગઈ તો હું નથી, એ તો એવું કહેશે તો શું કરીશ? બોલ. પણ એ તો કહેવાની કઈ વાત નહીં, એ કહેવાનું છે જ નહીં. એ તો અંદર અન્ડરસ્ટેન્ડિંગ છે મારી, એને ક્યાં ખબર પડે છે કે અંદરથી આમ રહું છું. એટલે બહુ મોટે જ બોલ, એ મારી સિક્રેટ, અંદરની સિક્રેટની લાઈફ છે ને. બોલ ને, અંદરની સિક્રેટની લાઈફ છે. તો મમ્મી શું સમજ પડે? સપનાની જોડે, સપના એની જોડે જીવે તો સમજ પડે જ છે ને. એ તો એને ખુશ રાખે જ છે ને. એ તો પૂછજો ને ત્યાં રાખે છે કે નહીં રાખતી? એ રાખે છે બસ તાબત લે તાબત જોઈએ શું તારે સિગરેટ રહેતો તારી સમજી ગઈ એ આ સમાધિ કહેવાય હે અને સમાધિ મરણ એટલે શું કે હવે હું સપના છું એ એનું મરણ થઈ ગયું અને હું શુદ્ધાત્મા છું એ જન્મી ચૂક્યું આપણું કે જેનું મરણ જ નથી સમજી ને એટલે અજન્મા કેવો અમર એવો હું શુદ્ધાત્મા છું એવું મારું સિક્રેટલી મારી લાઈફ હવે થઈ ગઈ અંદર સમાધિવાળી એટલે એને મરણ ના હોય સમજે તો હવે એન્ડ કોનો આવે તો કે સપનાનો તો મારો કઈથી જોડે એન્ડ આવે તો એમ પટેલ એમનો એન્ડ આવ્યો તો દાદા ભગવાનનો એન્ડ આવ્યો ના આવ્યો પણ એમ પટેલનો જે એન્ડ આવ્યો અને એમાં જે દાદા ભગવાન હતા એ તો આપણા વેલ્યુ બને હવે એવા એમ પટેલનો એન્ડ આવ્યો એવું બોડી અને એના છેલ્લા રાઇટ્સ જે પ્લેસ ઉપર જ્યાં આગળ સચવાયા એ આપણા માટે પાયા ખરી કે નહીં એટલે દાદા ભગવાન સચવાયા રાઈટ એટલે એ સમાધિ થઈ ના સમજી તું ડિવાઇન સમાધિ એ દાદા ભગવાનની સમાધિ આપણા બધાને કંઈ આવું ના હોય એ તો મોટા આવું હોય સિમંદર સ્વયં ભગવાન ના હોય મોટા સમજી કે બોલ ને હા નહીં તો પાળિયા હોય પાળિયા બસ પાળિયા શું થાય રેકોર્ડ ચાલુ થઈ જાય બાકી રેકોર્ડ ચાલુ છે પાળીઓ એટલે કોઈનું માટે પોતાનું વચન પાળે અને પાળવા ખાતર ખપી જાય એનો પાળીઓ પછી બંધાય એ પાક્યા કહેવાય સૌરાષ્ટ્રમાં વચન પાળી બતાવ્યું એનો પછી પાળીઓ તો જોઈએ ને યાર એટલું ના હોય કેવા માણસ સાહેબ સમજાવો યાદગીરી સેક્રિફાઈસ આપ્યો માલિકને શું કહે છે સેક્રિફાઈસ આપ્યું કોઈના ખાતર
મેમોરિયલ છપરી
પોતાના ખાતર ના આપ્યું પોતાના ખાતર ખપી ગયો તો બધાને ખાતર ખપ્યો કહેવાય ખપ્યો નહીં પોતાને એટલે આત્માને ખાતર આત્માને ખાતર ખપ્યો ત્યારે સમાધિ થાય जी कितना अच्छा पद है ना यू अंडरस्टैंड दिस पद
यस
मात्र जो ह्यूमन बींग्स है ह्यूमन बींग्स all around उनका लाइफ व्यू पॉइंट क्या है सुबीरी लाइन बोल चौड़िया नहीं वो क्या है इट इज नथिंग बट द एग्जिबिशन ऑफ the modes of intellect. You understand? So now, Pavana. You understand? Human beings all around, everywhere, without exception, what they are after all, They are nothing but a mere exhibition of the modes of their intellect. There are human beings. You understand? What that does mean? It only means this, that whatever past knowably accumulated bodybuilding block molecules were there. And because of that only, everybody's modes of intellectual viewpoints are different and differing. Understand? This is what we see all around. Right, Sai?
Right.
And resultantly, according to everybody's own opinion, everybody comes across against each other with each one's own viewpoint. And wherever there is a mismatch, there are clashes. That is how we experience clashes in life amongst human beings. Otherwise, how come there can be clashes amongst human beings? No, that question can never ever be. It is always there. It's common experience. And as a result, we see that the exchange of give and takes of viewpoints by speech is subject to dual functions. Either way, everyone wants to win. Both desire a win-win situation. Oh, what a fun. Is it a comedy or tragedy? Bhagwan, what do you say? Both want a win-win situation. But would you call it a tragedy or a comedy?
Kanudadaji, can I say something?
You do say.
This is exactly what happened when he and I were coming this morning. I was in a hurry to come here. He was getting late because he was waiting on his uncle for the puja. And so I got angry with him because I said, Father, I want you. And I get this lesson from you just when I walk in. This is exactly what happened.
Something happened.
And I thought, this is God's given.
It is happening all around. It is happening all around.
But your gift to me is you showed me this right then and there. Even 5 minutes after coming here. Thank you.
That is the experience. That's the experience.
I could look at it as a comedy, but I looked at it as a
That's the good aspect of a satsang. That's just very our initiation of going, putting our steps towards and for the satsang meeting, the things get set right. Always. Always. Initiation.
Thank you.
Wonderful. And what happens then? That egocentric state with possessive powers. Everybody plays, bets, and casino betting. Come on. In life after life. Is it not so? And lives are played out as bets in casinos, like casinos. What a sahab? Is life a casino game playing parlor? Hey, what do you say? Is life a casino game playing parlor? Huh? Huh? Wait. This is what we see all around. Huh? But when we are mere observer and seer, then what a happy enjoyment. We don't enjoy at the state, but we enjoy at the state of our release. That what a release that we got from such a choir. What a state. Right? Where none can win or none can lose. What a scale. Everybody is a loser and feels that I won. Whatever. One has to feel, I am a winner. And then what happens? The result is the temple edifice that gets built of the idol. That is impaired, it is impaired. Impaired means?
Stop.
Huh?
Stop.
Huh?
Impede. Stop. Impede.
Impediment.
No, it's like a khanditna also. Broken idol.
Ruins.
Huh?
Ruins.
No, ruins no. Khandit means the way it's fractured idols.
Correct.
Temple of fixed idol. After all, today we see human beings all around. What is what? At mind level, at speech level, and body level, everybody is fractured with crutches and this and that. Though they feel that I am this and you can see that. And temples are empty of gods because God has taken leave from the temples, perpetual leave. And in everybody that is subject to get born, to die. That God get born to die, not get born to live. Well, what do you say?
Well, if you're born, you must die. If everyone is born, will die.
Not to live.
They'll live and then die.
But in what way living? Living in a fractured way? Would you call it living? It's a dead living. In every living body. And life to life, dress and acting and actions get changed. And acts go on changing. Acts go on, they change. And like that, the way in human forms, our stage drama of 3 hours does not last. In the same form, this life-to-life drama of the life players, if they understand this, that this life is a drama, they will understand it as a lesson, or no? Great lesson. But an unaware life understands that, here on this stage perpetually, wonderful. Let us enjoy this whole stage show. He relishes, as if it is perpetual. But he does not know that in the interim state of the stage show, it is an interim state only. It is subject to modes, changing scenes. Everybody understands the scenes go on changing. And that decision and decision parts are so much so that nobody can ever decide whether to be or not to be. What is it? To be or not to be? To act or not to act? Whether I am happy? Where is my happiness gone? Like that. This is like that whole thing. It's a good poem. It is half done. And this second half is after understanding what we are, I am. When I understand, then I understand that what is the stage of liberation, that on the stage play, I know that it's a temporary play and I am permanent. I am. And therefore, everything else is as is. Stage show is as is. I am not in it. It is just passing modes. I just know and see it. And I am. The both are at the same time two together. There is nothing wrong in it. The world visualizes, understands the stage show. World mean the mind, speech, body stage, and the mind, speech, body world also watches, understands, and the other world that watches mind, speech, body modes also, that world also sees and knows. Sahib. But in all of that, in the stations, all stage show actions, I am not the doer of any of the activities. I am. The actor and actress activities are actors and actress activities. And that is my understanding that has stabilized in me. And that stabilization brings me perpetual happiness, lasting. And when it attains its fullness of full moon, its absoluteness, right? That is, it is not subject to time. That is total, absolute, divine, no light that knows and sees everything at a time of all the modes, of all the three phases and everywhere. Spontaneously, right? And that is my state. I am Sat Chit Ananda. Right? And that is my chariot, flag flying on my chariot with Bhagwan Putra on the flag. Dehati Dada Avyas. That is so. Satchidananda. Right? Pavana, Pavan Buddha. So, baat kar rahi, bola. You want to ask anything, you can ask. So, you'll be going into medicine. All right. Psychos, you have studied.
Yeah.
Psychology,
Yeah.
pertaining to mind.
Yeah.
Right? And you know whose mind is yours or whose? Whose mind?
Whose mind
Hmm.
did I study?
The mind belongs to whom?
To the person in the body.
Who person? I person or one person?
Your mind is your own.
Your means whose? Will make you realize that. Will make you realize that. The owner of the mind is separate. And therefore you say, my mind. Otherwise, you never ever say, oh, my mind. Right? You will never say, I mind. Do you? Why? You always believe, I Pavan. But I mind, no. I speech, no. My speech. My hands, I hands, no. My hands. Why? I Pavan, okay. What sorts? Hey, you're laughing at me. Sir, what a lesson this. It does make difference. I and my. What is that I and what is that my? It indicates there has to be something that owns that as a owner, and therefore because of that owner, that minus my feeling is there, possession feeling, my, and that feeling makes you say I, Pavan, because of that possession. So I attached to my makes you like that. I with my is Pavan. I without my is you, Paramatman. You understand? And that is Pavan Putta. You understand? That is on the carrot. And now you have to realize that you are inside. You are motionless. You have no motion. And yet you fly. It's a wonderful flying experience. Sasa.
Wonderful flying experience.
Top, wonderful. Otherwise you cannot bring that Nilagiri. Nobody can interfere in that motion that is not moving.
No.
Nobody can interfere. Suresh, you understand? Listen.
Yes, understand.
No.
Understand.
And Dr.
Yes.
Mitesh and Dr. BJ.
And then in this very example you just gave to Pawan, I and my, Dada Bhagwan, when he taught me that patiently, that took me by storm. And I'm with Dada since then. This very example.
Very example, very in the Rashid Bhai's house.
Yeah.
That is Anubhava. It's a different state. It need not express itself. It gets expressed out. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Anantha. Anubhava does not require an expression to get expressed, to express out. It gets expressed out on its own, without effort. You understand? Ya, she says. Dalpatra, she says ya.
Americanized.
Mind you, huh?
સારું ઇંગ્લિશ બોલે છે દાદા ઇંગ્લિશ તો સારું બોલે છે
ચાલો આવું છે અનુભવ experience. You experience in different human bodies. Every different human body can have the same experience that can never ever differ because of the difference of the bodies. No. And with the same experience in every body, when such experienced bodies meet, they have not to express to each other. They have nothing one above the other or other above the one. No. You understand? Ek and ananyata. What meaning it lies and it conveys, you have to understand. What it conveys, it has great depth and meaning, sir. And the world of today cannot recognize it because of the intellect that is subject to authority power without believing in authority. Oh my God. Power, authoritative power without believing in authority. Hey, Jala. Jala. How come? Fallacy. Fallacy of the present day world, present day intellect. Shasha. What do you say? Nobody wants to seek expressively authority, but inherently everybody desires.
Authority.
Inherently. Ananta?
Inherently.
Yes. Inherently means it's inside you because that.
Inherently inbuilt.
Right. Can I?
Oneself does not know that one has got that inside. And one does not believe in authority above him of anybody's authority. No, I don't want authority. I am on my own. Okay.
Dada, why is it? Why is it that if you're, for instance, I experience...
Because of the Suvana Chanda.
See, when Baba, I experience that when I'm away near the ocean.
No, because of the present day intellect is leading to a chronic disease of a egocentric state that leads more and more core-wise into its own eccentricity, egocentricity, in such a way. It is very deep, chronically.
See, that's why...
Very chronically. It is called Swachanda, Nija Chanda, Swachanda. That is, I with my Chanda. So deep, chronic. Very, very deep.
See, that's why I experience that real good feeling when I'm...
Present the intellect is like
in the
that.
forest,
At the
along
core.
with the ocean and animals. It's easier when I'm by myself in a forest to feel that way than I'm with people. Why?
Because people are present day people intellectual state is like that. Well, animals are coming up. By white skin here, we see some sort of, at least some naturality. Why do we see? Why do we see? Because on the scale of human development, further from inside of the ego belief, they are on the lower rungs and they are coming up. The way animals are also. But these are human beings with a erect posture, 2 legs and then head, reasoning head, etc. But inner intellectual power with intellectual revolutions are so attuned to the nature because of their lower rung of development of belief. Belief of I believe, I with my belief. That their belief in God is a belief state, imagined belief state, imagined, visioned. You understand? Visioned, envisioned. Not even envisioned, you cannot say visioned only. Vision means, just bol diya.
See, human beings don't get that intellectual capacity till you're evolved.
That is how they have to create that Abraham in that Old Testament and from there come down. But these Baptist people say that no, you must have some authority, no? So baptism, say this bit, because no, our original hai. These two, say this out. Because of their development. But in that such a state also, because of their present intellect, you can see the divisions and clash is there itself. You can see same thing in Islam. Can you not? Same thing. Shia and Sunni, very basic differences are there, very differences. Same, right from Ibrahim, it starts from there. That's how it is. Simple, very simple. See how on a peripheral score their belief states of I with my is there. And therefore, at that level, that evolutionary aspects of their inner core of egocentric state is such that their intellectual vibrations are at such a low pitch that the resonance of that pitch with the nature somewhat matches. So whatever inspirational, cosmic power inspirations, they pass through every human intellect because of the connectivity with the cosmic power, and because the connectivity, because of their past states. You see, that connectivity gets themselves as inspired to the cosmic power for them to act, and they believe that I act. Very action, mere faith will not do. That Baptists say, and Abraham and God says, no, faith is the main thing. Action, but whom? Dedicated to God. But which God? My God, the Creator, destroyed everything, subject to me. I can do anything and everything, finished. I can do and undo. Chala. Everything. Nowadays I am reading Bible. I'm going through it. Strange. So they have to put a definite beliefs, whole thing as if it is an eventful occurring that has happened. You cannot remember the name, what sort of names had this, and today such names, such things you don't find anywhere. Maybe you don't mind the original. Here we give names of our children and all that based on deities, this, that. There it is there so clumsy, these are not given. You know in Bible. Dada, have you read?
There. Come on.
Radhe,
Come in.
why are you displeased with me?
I'm sitting here.
Huh?
I'm sitting there.
Pawan is waiting for you.
I heard you're reading the Bible. You must have written it, man.
You sit half on this and half in the middle. No, half on this. You come on. Like say. You have to try that. How you can sit? I tell you. Come to my spot. Looks little go back.
This is Trishaku Swarga. Neither there nor here.
Go little back.
No.
Can I put?
Yes.
Rest myself.
Yes. Friday.
Pavana, bloom like this flower. Understand?
Srimanarayano Vasudeva.
Same thing happens to us, Bhavan, for us in Hindu religion and or in India also regarding the names of our human entities, human beings, that we try to gain names as divine names, right? But in simple way, in complex way, that cannot be given, right? Because deities are very complex. There are so many forms of deities are there. That cannot come here.
Dada, I have one request. With your hand. Today is Ashad Mas, Friday. Very, very Chaturmas. Can you give this Ankur to our Manarba?
Why not?
And let all the ladies have
Laser.
Today Ashad Friday.
But Manarba, please do me favor to me. Coming near.
Om Mahadevye Vidmahe Vishnupatni Hadime Anno Lakshmi Prachodayad Lakshmim Sirasamudradindriyam Srirameshware Dasi Buddha Samastvadinam Devahaika Deepanguram Sriman Mandagadakshataktalam Srendra Gangadharam Vam Trailogya Gurminim Sarasijam Vande Nandapriyam Mahadevye Vidmahe Vishnupatni Hadime No Lakshmi Prachodayad.
So, Vasanta, you too, here, everybody too, everybody's. Everybody. So utilize that properly. Huh? ऐसा करके सबको लगा देना. Put it here, right?
हाँ दादाजी.
Radhe?
हाँ अभी सत्संग चलने दो.
Let satsang do.
ला.
Prasadam. Very first to
चालू करी.
करो कर साहब. और
156.
Kalau beda perasaan. Beda apa? Beda apa? Apa betul apa dulu?
दादा में चलो.
ओके सर जाते
दादा
आपके भी बदले पास करो मेरा पूजा हो गया
भगवान आप हमारा अंतिम तारण भगवान आप हमारा अंतिम तारण उतार श्री आत्मभक्ति प्रेम लक्षण उतार श्री भगवान आप हमारा अंतिम तारण भगवान आप हमारा
છે દાદાની પ્રત્યક્ષ કૃપાથી ચોક્કસ બેડા પાર દાદાની પ્રત્યક્ષ કૃપાથી ચોક્કસ બેડા પાર જીવન ચક્ર પૂરું થતા અંતિમ અસંસાર જીવન ચક્ર પૂરું થતા અંતિમ સંસાર દાદા ભગવાન આપ મારા અંતિમ તારણહાર દાદા ભગવાન આપ મારા અંતિમ તારણહાર જય સચિદાનંદ
કોઈ બોલો છો?
ના જોઈએ
હા
ચાલુ કરો
લો
હા સ્વિચ ચાલુ કરો
हाँ shall we take this साहब आपने बताया
नहीं हमने पूछू ने बुद्धि बुद्धि
yes Anant you just now took out the topic of intellect in the present context of human life. Regarding that, in this book, of course it is in Gujarati, Manav Jivan, that is human life, verily is the natural creation. Verily human life is a natural creation. Human life verily is nothing but natural creation. Meaning, there can never ever be any sorts by way of unnaturality in any aspect of human life. Mind-wise, speech expression-wise, or body actions-wise, body activities-wise. You understand? There cannot be. A human life is given to live out the human life as a natural living entity human life. The way all the rest human living entities are. But human lives and human living entity cannot live naturally just because of this intellectual present head connection that has developed in the human form. The evolvement into the human form is the highest evolvement beyond which there is no further evolvement. It is final. And hence it is called a siddhi. Achievement of a human form is considered to be siddhi in the light and understanding of God, God language. You may be asking, God has language, right? Would you like to ask? Well, you should ask when I say language, because language is always supposed to be bodies. But God too has got language. By language we mean that a God associated with human bodies, that is all the time there, present with God language, along with human body and human body language, parallel. But human bodies, not knowing the presence of the God verily within them, and just The God light that is there, because of that human body that gets enlightened, and that enlightened body, that developed body has a siddha, the final development that gets onto it, even on the Stone Age also at that time. That formation of ego at that stage also is there. Where head is not that much developed, there also there. But in a least minimal form of development of ego, head, intellect, it is there. So that is they call originals of human forms. And Darwin relied on that originality for his theory of evolution. That is to say that humans have evolved from four-legged chimpanzee-like animals into erect structures, and pagans and all came to believe, pagan, you know, China from their side, and the human, that creature that was subjected to life and living based on the spinal support that was horizontal, got erected out gradually. The dinosaurs and all with front, then they get up and they got raised up, and then gradually. And when the chimpanzees came, the chimpanzees and the erect posture started developed. The spinal cord and the nervous system, etc., everything that got so much so developed and got developed and reached here, these regions that got developed. So initial development went there. That is how it is. Understand? That is what is Darwin's origin. Extent of the Darwin origin is not wrong. But Darwin could not realize and visualize that evolution of the development of the living entity into a human erect form, a spinal, erect, and total on the legs can, independent tool and free. And then he has not to rest on 4 heads. No. That is right. And that is the initial development of that head. And those two as human beings, if you see, they are also ape-like. You understand? Do you understand? Or no?
Yes.
A Stone Age. Huh? Huh. They are always there. They are always there. And they go on living nicely. It goes on. Living, dying, meanwhile producing for other lives to live, so that they live, produce, die, produce lives, live, produce, die, produce, die, like it goes on and on and on. It goes on and on. It has to go on. And when the production happens, it has to happen in dual functions. Dual functions, the functions that results into further productions. It's a naturality. But that naturality, understanding, is not given to present-day human beings that have resulted into unnaturality. No. They misuse it. That is the fun. You understand? Naturality. That is how it is.
Dada.
So when that initial phase, then human form goes on getting further developed. It goes on and on and on. It goes up and they come into full developed human beings. Enjoying the fruits of development. and dual life living and living out over a period of span of life and time, so beautiful, which is a normal time, at the apex of the time cycle, on either side, ascending side and descending side. The certain segment called sector is such where there is balanced life, total balanced life. Beautiful. Two. Total happiness. Except happiness there is nothing. Just life. Just living. Ascending, full ascendance. Then it goes on descending part. But till normality is like that. And it goes on normality like that. Now, this is not given to human beings only, but it is given to creatures, other creatures of the lower form too. Jalavan. You understand? And that too, all the living forms that are subject to four senses, right from the single cell and everything. Do you understand? The process goes on. The process of liberation, the process of the entering into this circle, vicious circle of those numbers that are liberated, equal numbers getting entered into it. The liberating out and entering into, that is constant. Say liberating out number is say 200, entering number is 200, like that. But out of that vastness of human forms, of liberated out forms, the entering forms of the initial lives are equal like that. That come into the stage of formation, development. Do you understand? From a very, very, very latent state of forms. They are there, of course. Do you understand? Still they are not entered the vicious circle. Infinite and infinite. They are. Do you understand? The state of that is such that in an egg, life form is there. But what is the state of that life form?
Dormant.
Conscious state. Dormant means how much dormant? I say at the point of concealment, what is the state of embryo? Tell me. Just tell me. It just consumes.
It is, yeah.
Mata's Raja and Pita's Virya, and the conjunction results into formation. Simple. It's called consummate. Consumption results into consummate. So it is called, let's see. Consumption means what? Because to get concealed, that consumption is required, otherwise concealment will not happen, sir. And that is exactly what is happening. You see? Do you understand? It's very, very subtle happenings, very subtle happenings there, at molecular stage. It is not given to human beings, for human beings to give birth or no, doctors or no. Hey Vinod, you listen. No maternity doctors or none, no sir. No stem doctors or no nothing. It will never, it can never ever happen. You have to understand. Life is beautiful to understand verily the science of it. Radhe. Naturality of our human life is beautiful to understand, because we verily are nature as a living component of the nature. Living exponential part of the nature. Exponentially existing. How nice. Mind, speech and body wise. Beautifully. Working in NASA and here and there and working back. Oh, sorry. Well, yes, sir. Wonderful. beautiful. Is it not nice? Yes, yes. So we read out that part little. He wants us to read out. This clip of our talk that happened in India at a place called Jodhpur in Puri on 29th of December 2007. It is out of that. The caption is human life. How come it is unnatural in today's concept? So let us start. Dada Shri, मनुष्य जीवन अकुदरती कैसा बुद्धि આમાં contribution કેવી રીતે કરી શકે છે? That is intellect. How does intellect contribute in this such unnatural living of human life, living beings? तो दादाजी कहते हैं ऐसा पूछते हैं ने महात्मा, हाँ साहब, मनुष्य जीवन में। तो दादाश्री, लेकिन अकुदरती कैसा? तो अकुदरती ऐसा कि वो मनुष्य जन्म से जैसा जन्म पाता है तब कुदरतीपन से जन्म पाता है, क्योंकि वो व्यवस्थित शक्ति के अनुसार मन, वाणी और काया से जन्म की अवस्था जो बनती है, ग्रॉस फिजिकल शरीर से, वो कुदरती रचना के स्वरूप से बनती है। क्या बताया? तो महात्मा बोलता है कुदरती रचना के अनुसार। तो दादा श्री कहते हैं तभी वो जन्म कुदरती रचना के स्वरूप में बनता है, लेकिन कुदरती रचना के स्वरूप से जन्म बना हुआ ऐसा जन्म भी वैसा नहीं होता। उसके साथ व्यवस्थित शक्ति के संचारित पूरा उनका सारा आयुष्य दरम्यान का, उसके साथ along with it व्यवस्थित शक्ति के संचारित कॉस्मिक पावर ऑपरेटेड पूरा उनका वो बर्न होता हुआ लाइफ वाले का पूरा लाइफ एग्जिस्टेंसी का सारा कर्म का हिसाब का, अंडरस्टैंड, सारा लाइफ का अकाउंट्स का, फीड का, दैट इज कॉल्ड प्रारब्ध का। जो स्टॉक जो कुदरतीपन से निकल जाना है, नेचुरली एग्जॉस्ट हो जाना है, आउट हो जाना है, बॉर्न होते बिफोर डाइंग एग्जॉस्ट हो जाता है। कर्म जो एक्यूमुलेट हो गया है, प्रारब्ध, वो खाली हो जाना है। हो नो? हाँ?
You know what he's asking? When you
your
die,
actions,
does
yeah.
your karma? All the karmas has to get
What you get born is nothing but a stock of karma. Simple.
So that's why you get birth.
And what you die is nothing but a stock of karmas that get exhausted out. It's body-wise, whole thing that happens. But what does not get born and what does not die is something different. You understand? Oh, that is it. उसके व्यवस्थित शक्ति में संचारित पूरा उसका सारा आयु दरम्यान का पूरा कर्म का प्रारब्ध का स्टॉक जो कुदरतीपन से निकल जाना है वो है। तो मन, वाणी और काया से सारा उनका स्टॉक तो कुदरतीपन से निकल ही जाता रहता है हमेशा, ऑलवेज। और वो तो चारों गति में बनता है, तो मनुष्य गति में भी बनता है नेचुरली। लेकिन मनुष्य गति में ही क्यों ऐसा होता है कि ये स्टॉक कुदरतीपन से बनते बनते मन से, वाणी से और काया से वो अकुदरती हो जाता है, अननेचुरल हो जाता है। बड़ा प्रश्न है, बिग क्वेश्चन। और कोई गति में ऐसा नहीं है। क्यों नहीं साहब? कुत्ता नहीं, बिल्ली नहीं, घोड़ा नहीं, हाथी नहीं, बोलो साहब। लायन, शेर को तो कोई पेट रखता ही नहीं ना। टाइगर को तो शौकीन वाला होगा तो बच्चा रखेगा। जो रखते हैं इतना छोटा रखते हैं। बकरी है, मजा करते हैं, तो मनुष्य ही क्यों? यह प्रश्न है। तो यह मनुष्य कुदरतीपन से जो खाली हो रहा है, कुदरती रचना की व्यवस्था के कारण, वो खाली रहता रहता भुक्तापन से खाली हो रहा है। भुक्तापन से, महीना सफरिंग पार्ट से। ये जॉयस वाला भाग हो तो जॉयस सफरिंग होगा, और सॉरोफुल वाला भाग हो तो सॉरोफुल सफरिंग होगा। लेकिन सफरिंग तो होना है। पवन ठीक है ना? Either type is a suffering.
So the suffering is natural. That's what you are.
Suffering.
Joy and happiness.
Do you understand? Testing out. Joy also you relish, no? But sorrow you don't. But joy also you don't. That you like, and joy you don't like. So liking wise and disliking wise. That's what suffering is. तो यह मनुष्य कुदरतीपन से जो खाली हो रहा है, कुदरती की अवस्था के कारण वो खाली रहता रहता भुक्तापन से खाली हो रहा है। उसमें वो मानता है कि मेरी भुगतान है ये। वो क्या मानता है? ये भुक्तापन सफरिंग मेरा है, खाली मान लेता है। बिलीफ इसके और कुछ नहीं है कि भुक्तापन मुझे होता है, मैं भुगता हूँ, आई सफर। ओनली बिलीफ, नथिंग मोर। That belief part of I, it's a causal I formation that results in an effect I, birth. You understand? If you get released from the causal I position, then only relief part remains effect part. And in the very human life, you enjoy a very liberated form of life. Would you like that? We'll grant that. We can grant it. But at small price, like eklavya. Mahatma is asking question. मेरी भुगतान है दादाश्री, और बिल्ली, कुत्ता, घोड़ा कोई नहीं मानता ऐसा। हाथी कोई नहीं मानता, सबका पाला हुआ है, कोई नहीं मानता। प्रश्न करता, वो मानने वाला अहम है? दादाश्री, मानने वाला अहंकार है, खुद है। अहम शब्द उसको नहीं बोला जाता। अहम शब्द तो बहुत अच्छा शब्द है, समझे ना? खुद है। वो खुद किस कारण बोला जाता है? क्योंकि हम है इस कारण। क्या बताया? बोलो। प्रश्न करता, हम है दादाश्री। हम कौन? तो कहे अहम। क्या? अहम। और हम, ये अहम क्या बोलता है? मैं बोलता हूँ। नहीं, ये अहम बड़ा भारी हो जाता है। अभी समझे? वहाँ हम है। क्या? प्रश्न कर रहा, हम है दादाश्री। लेकिन वो हम कौन सा? तो कुदरतीपन से मन को भुगतान से खाली हो रहा है, जैसा सभी में खाली हो रहा है, उसमें हम है। तो उसमें हम, अहम, उसमें हम है नहीं बोलता हो। हम, अहम, अभी समझे? अज्ञान, मान्यता बन गई ना, भुगतान वाला मैं हूँ, तो भुगतान वाला मैं होते ही वो करने वाला साथ साथ में बन ही जाता है। क्या कहा? उसी के साथ उसके अंदर एक करने की परिस्थिति पैदा हो जाती है, उसके लिए अहंकार अहम हो जाता है, और अहम और अहंकार वो दोनों साथ में शादी कर लेते हैं। क्या बताया? बोलो ना। अहम और अहंकार दोनों की शादी और मेरी भुगतान वो साथ में रखनी पड़ती है, नहीं तो कैसे चले? साथ वाली तो होनी ना, उसके बिना क्या चले? ये सबको होता है, तो ये मनुष्य को ही होता है। सभी भुगतान है, भुगतान ही है। हम उनके भुगतापन करने वाले नहीं है, जानने वाले हैं, देखने वाले हैं। जानने वाले, देखने वाले और भुगतापन हो रही है, वो दोनों अलग है, वो कुदरती है। जानने वाले, देखने वाले और भुगतापन हो रही है, वो दोनों अलग है, वो कुदरती है, कुदरती रचना, मन वचन काया। समझे? प्रश्न करता, हाँ दादाश्री, हाँ जैसी सभी की, मनुष्यों की भी, लेकिन कौन सा मनुष्य जो ज्ञान पाया है वो? क्या? महात्मा ज्ञान पाया है वो। दादाश्री, हाँ तत्व संबंधी का ज्ञान पाया है वो। समझे? और बिना तत्व संबंधी का ज्ञान पाए वो ज्ञान की दृष्टि नहीं पाएगा, और ज्ञान की दृष्टि न पाते कुछ देख नहीं सकेगा। कुछ देखने की शक्ति ही तत्व की नहीं खुलेगी उसको। इसीलिए वो तत्व की देखने की शक्ति वो ज्ञान पाते ही खुलती है, और दूसरे ही दिन दूज का चांद सरखरा ही प्रज्ञा शक्ति से काम करती ही बनती रहती है। दूसरे दिन अपने आप वो बीज अपना आप काम करता है। प्रज्ञा शक्ति से समझ में आया तो तत्व की देखने की शक्ति, दर्शन शक्ति, प्रज्ञा शक्ति से काम करती रहती है सारे जीवन के दरमियान, सभी जीवन के व्यवहार के दरमियान। जो कुदरतीपन से, भुगतापन से बन रहा है, उसमें मैं तो भुगतान देने वाला नहीं हूं। अच्छा बुरा जो हो, समझे? मैं जानने वाला, देखने वाला, तो उसकी कोई असर मुझे नहीं, मुझे वह स्पर्श भी न करे, और मुझे ऑब्स्ट्रक्ट, अवरुद्ध भी न करे, मुझे अड़े भी नहीं और नड़े भी नहीं, है ना? ऐसी बात है। साथ में होते हुए भी पानी दूध के साथ साथ रहा हुआ, फिर भी दूध को स्पर्शन शक्ति है, फिर भी दूध को न अड़ता है, न नड़ता है। बोलो पानी, ठीक है?
वाटर एंड
महात्मा न अड़ता है और न नड़ता है। दादाश्री, हम बिना पानी दूध क्या बोलते हैं? महात्मा घी। दादा, हम बिना पानी दूध क्या बोलते हैं? तो महात्मा बोले घी। दादा, नहीं बोलेंगे, नहीं बोलेंगे। प्रश्न करता, हो ही नहीं सकता। दादाश्री, आप क्या बोलते हैं? क्या? प्रश्न करता, घी में नहीं होता है पानी। दादा, घी में से तो पानी निकल गया ना, घी आया कहां से? पानी वाला दूध में से। महात्मा, हाँ वो तो सच है। तो दादाश्री, बिना पानी वाला दूध से नहीं, पाउडर हो जाता है। वो पाउडर वाला दूध काम में लेते हैं तो काम में नहीं आता है। कैसे काम में लेंगे? साथ साहब बोलते हैं पानी मिला देते हैं दादाश्री। तो दूसरा इलाज है कोई? मध शहद डालेंगे, समझो। मध नहीं डालेंगे, पानी ही डालेंगे। दूध, क्षीर नीर न्याय बोलते हैं उनको। क्या बताया? क्षीर नीर न्याय। क्षीर महीना पानी, नीर महीना, क्षीर महीना दूध, नीर महीना पानी, उसको न्याय दृष्टांत है। बहुत अच्छा बताया है, ये सबसे अच्छा दृष्टांत है। सबसे अच्छा दूध का दूध और पानी का पानी, है ना? क्या? और व्यवहार में यही बात बनती है, समझे ना? सामाजिक व्यवहार में यही बात बनती रहती है। इसीलिए तो सारा यह विश्व का समाज खड़ा है। दादा भगवान ने बताया वही समाज, व्यवहार समाज का 2 शब्द पर, उसकी फाउंडेशन पर सारी इमारत है। दादा भगवान ने बताया वही व्यवहार समाज का 2 शब्द पर, उसकी फाउंडेशन पर सारी इमारत है व्यवहार की। क्या? फाउंडेशन को हिंदी में क्या बोले? महात्मा नीव। महात्मा नीव, नीव म्हणजे शिव के नीचे होती है ना बिम। तो दादाश्री नीव, नीव पर, नीव उसको नीव बोलते हैं। नीव पक्की तो उसके पर सारा व्यवहार खड़ा है। कौन सी वो नीव 2 शब्दों वाली? तो सिंसियरिटी और मोरालिटी। क्या बताया? महात्मा सिंसियरिटी और मोरालिटी। दादाश्री सिंसियरिटी मायना मन, वाणी और काया से, कुदरतीपन से, जो मन, वाणी और काया बचपन से जन्म से ही मिली है, वैसे कुदरतीपन से वो मन, वचन और काया है। उसमें वो मन, वचन, काया के कुदरतीपन की कुदरती नजरों से वो कहीं अकुदरतीपन से नहीं देखता। क्या? वो सिंसियरिटी, ठीक है? महात्मा अकुदरतीपन से नहीं देखता। दादाश्री कहीं नहीं देखता, कहीं नहीं देखती। देखता बोले तो देखती वाले बोलेंगे हम कहाँ जाए? नहीं चलेगा दोनों का। देखती वाले को देखते में दिखता नहीं दिखना है, और देखता वाले को दिखती में भी नहीं दिखता। ठीक है, ऐसा नहीं बोलना है। हम देखते हैं, क्या बोलो? हम देखते हैं। ये दिखता दिखते नहीं चले हमें। दादाश्री हाँ, नहीं तो भेद पड़ जाएगा। हाँ, मैं देखता, मैं देखती, ये नहीं, हम देखते हैं।
हम देखते हैं।
कृष्ण भगवान को अपनी रानियों में भेद पड़ा था, देखते रहे सब। अरे भाई, राम कृष्ण, इसीलिए तो हम उन्हें पूछते हैं, लेकिन समाज में कहीं कहीं ढंग से कहा जाता है ना। क्या करें, कहीं कहीं ढंग से कहा जाता है, क्या करें? इतनी गलतियां में इतना पड़ गए हैं, इसीलिए अलग ढंग से बताया गया है संतों ने और सभी ने। वो व्यवहार के विजडम वाले वाक्य है, उससे चलाते हैं सब लोग, लेकिन वो द्वंद्वात्मक है, ड्युअलिटी वाला। और दादा भगवान का व्यवहार विज्ञान जो है, वहाँ ये द्वंद्वात्मक व्यवहार में हमें किस ढंग से रहे, जिससे ऐसी द्वंद्व भरी परिस्थिति हमारी नजरों में न रहे, ऐसा वो विज्ञान है। ये दादा भगवान का क्रम विज्ञान है। क्लिप इज ओवर। अच्छी है, हिंदी में निकली थी, वहाँ हिंदी भाषा चलती है तो
he can have it. You can have the book.
You can have this book. It is in Hindi.
It's a mixture of Hindi, English and Gujarati.
It's all told, everything is there. But you learn Gujarati. You give me promise. When, in what length of time?
I will try my best.
And you let Uma also learn.
I will enjoy your lectures even more.
Right? Lalita is trying hard.